Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. So today I want to talk about I don't know if I'm going to call it challenge. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but it is a challenge. It's called Read to Zero, and this is not my idea. This is just something I am jumping on because it's Jacqueline's idea. So I will link her channel or video or something down below. Basically, what this is that throughout the rest of this year and all through next year, you will try and read basically the books you have on your shelf. I have as I'm filming this, I have 148 books on my TBR, like my physical TBR. I cannot say that I won't buy any books throughout this year or next year, just because I am really bad at not buying books. However, I hope this challenge will make me think about the books that I am buying, so that I don't buy too many books that is just left on my shelves not getting read, so that I am thinking about the books that I am reading and the books that I am buying. So I always am reading more books from my shelves that I am buying. And I mean, if you have seen my TBR game, we all know that the prompts that I get is not always easy to be read like a book on my shelf. So what I am actually thinking that I have seen this when I have filmed at least some of my TBR videos, like the newest one now will come out next week. That is my September TBR. I was not as great there with picking mostly the books I have on my TBR, like on my physical TBR. I was not as great on that, but I do hope that the next month that I will get even better at trying to pick mostly from my shelves. So yeah, hopefully that will be good. So basically for my TBR game, I will try and pick as many physical books as I am able to. It's not always it's going to work out, because some of the things I have are things that I have on my lists that I want to read this year, and mostly of those I don't own, and then it's really difficult. And another thing is that I'm not going to say that I can't buy a new book if I want a book from my favorite author or in a series. I won't say that I can't buy those books. I just think that I need to not buy like new books from an author until I have at least read those that I have from that author. So like 2 weeks from now you will get like authors I want to read everything from. Some of those are definitely not that I own. Usually I don't try to buy physical books if I don't know if I am going to like it. That is like something I've started with now, like not now, but like a few months ago, where I was like reading some bad books that I had on my shelf, and I was like, why do I buy a physical book that I don't know if I am going to like? Just because I only want books that I really like on my shelf, and it's not that now. Most definitely not. So later on, like I have got better at actually reading, trying to find the audiobook, and if I can't find the audiobook, then I buy it as a Kindle. And only buying the books that are like 4 or 5 stars that I know that I will reread in the future. I also kind of feel like I want to try and, get down on the books that I have on my shelves right now. That is the whole reason why I am doing this challenge. Basically, I am just a mess today, so yeah, basically what I am going to do, if I am going to finish like all the ones, I need to read like 10 books a month from my physical shelf. I don't know if that is possible. I will definitely have to see. But I have a few books that I want to unhaul, and what I am going to do, if I read a book and I don't like it, I want to, get rid of it straight away. Or like at the end of the month, when I have read, like in January, when I have read the books that I have planned for January, is there any books on my physical TBR that I have read this month that I don't want to keep? If I don't want to keep them, unhaul them. Just because I don't see the reason why I should keep a book that I don't like. So yeah, that is definitely my plan. But Jacqueline, she talks much more about what this is all about, and so yeah, you should definitely check out her video. I think I will link the video down below so you can watch that. So yeah, I won't set like any typical rules, except that I will try and read as many of the books I have on here as throughout this next year and a half, a little bit less than that. But I will also say that if I buy a book, or if I buy books, I cannot buy more books than I read, because I can't read 2 books from my physical TBR and then haul 10, because then it will only go up. But that is something I have become much greater at, trying to think of which books that I'm buying. There are obviously some books, some authors that I have or will buy all the books from, because I really love those authors. But I will not buy books that I am really unsure of, and yeah, I will try and keep my buying to the minimal. I think my mom will be really happy if I don't buy that many books, and my dad doesn't say anything, but he does say to my mom that she gets a lot of books. And yeah, just want to get better at it. And I also have to think about, if I in the future, or if when I'm in the future is going to move out, I kind of don't want to take with me books that I am not sure of. That is kind of one thing. I only want favorite books on my shelves. I think that was everything. I don't even know if this made sense, but I definitely think that this will be a good thing. So I'm starting with my physical TBR. My Kindle shelf is a whole other deal that I'm not going to deal with now. However, I am going to, see if the books on that I pick out from my TBR fits some of those as well. Just because I have a lot, I think I am close to 1,000 books on my Kindle. But as I said, I'm not going to focus on those for this reading to zero, because those are kind of not bothering me as much because I don't see them every day. On my shelf, I see these books every day and I'm like, I should read that book, and then I don't do it, and that is kind of making me feel bad that I have bought all these books, I've used all this money, and I'm not reading them, and I should be reading them. Yeah, I think that was everything. So I'm going to go now, and I will see you next time for another one. Bye!